Hi everyone, my name is Adi. I'm an intermediate over the board chess player with a professional rating of 1255. I'm climbing to 2200 in rapid games on chess.com. The twist is that I'm playing the bed as white, and against one e4 I'm going for the accelerated dragon Sicilian, and against one d4 I'm playing for the Dutch system, which is one f5. So if you're just learning new playing or you enjoy the grind, feel free to follow along. I drew my last game in the Dutch, which was pretty disappointing because I had a win a couple times and I missed a couple mates as well. So I think I'm being paired up now. I'm playing people highly rated. So I'm playing black now. Wow, b6. Okay, can I play one f5 against b6? I'm not sure, but I'll just try it and see. So no, it's not easy to develop this knight now. Yeah, it's not easy to develop this knight. Yeah, so I can play this knight f6, then I close this. Probably play e5, bishop b5, then I play bishop d6 as well. Okay, so if e5, bishop takes, so I think I can. So let me start with a6, stopping bishop b5. So if e5, then I play knight f6, and I'm in time to play g7, bishop g7. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. This is called Limzo switch last attack. No, sorry, Nimzo which last attack dodge variation. So just seems like, so how do I continue? When f5 doesn't do anything, f5 if I push, then it attacks the pawn. And if I push e5 now, after d5, the knight can, bishop takes, queen takes, and the knight takes on e5. And well, if c5 I can take because I'm not even scared of that. So then play bishop g7. And I don't know if I want to castle kingside, honestly. Because with what I played in the last game, it does feel scary. If c5 now, yeah, maybe I just play. Yeah, if c5, I'm not scared. Because after if c5, bishop g7, after cd5, the queen takes d5. And this pawn is still protected. So if this, do I just take? And if knight takes, bishop takes, yeah, still hanging. Yeah, maybe he plays b4 now to just dislodge my knight. So this sending me a request to chat steps. He was asking, wow. He said, you streaming, wanna lose in real time? Wow, that's pretty a weird thing to say to a stranger you don't know. So I'll probably just not engage him any further. So I'll just leave his message unread. Okay. I mean, there's no need to be salty about it. So bishop g7 castles, then he played b4. There's the idea of playing bishop e7. But I do want to control this diagonal. What have I done now? Like, what is this? I meant to play bishop g7. Like, what is this? Well, I have bishop e6, queen e7, then I castle kingside. But g4, g5 looks interesting. Okay, Yeah, something like bishop d7 is playable as well, but this just blocked the path of my king or my queen. So let me play bishop e6, and I'll castle king's queen side. Yeah, then I play bishop h7, castle next. And if this, I can safely take, so you can't push. So if you push c5 now, do I just take? I don't think I can take. Yeah, c5, then I just play queen d7. Yeah, I probably want to retreat my bishop back to g7 and start pushing h5. Yeah, I don't want to castle queen side, king side because of the bishop on b2. Yeah. I mean, the knight can start jumping around now. Maybe not, because knight h4 doesn't do anything. So if this, um, knight b5 gives me a direct attack on the queen, but I simply don't see what that does because of what exactly. So I'm going to play queen d7. Yeah, if knight b5 doesn't do anything, yeah, it doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. If queen d7, maybe I want to play a5 now to just make sure that there's no b5. So what are my moves? Yeah, queen d7 looks to be much like everything that I want to play. But knight g4, but knight g4 doesn't threaten anything. I mean, I can play h4 to play g5. Then I can play bishop g7. So let me play queen d7. Yeah, queen d7. And if d4 now, I have to take, I guess. So if d4 now, I have to take, after a d4, something like rook g1 has to be played, because if I take back with the knight, no, I don't think, I mean, that's not forced. Yeah, I think I can d4. If d4, I play e5, and after d here, I take, and if you take, then I have to take back with the queen, and the bishop takes. Okay. I still have to play bishop g7. His king is so safe that I have no attack on his king. If I'm able to dislodge the knight on f3, I should probably get the attack going. I probably have to like calm down and think on my own now. Like just evaluate the position. Okay. So he wants a proper blockade. And I think f4 looks very sound. But f4 knight h4. Yeah, if f4 like just blocking this part. If f4 now and d5. If e d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes d5. Then something like bishop g7 is forced because the knight on f6 is hanging. Okay, and this knight is hanging now. If knight takes, probably queen takes, and I don't want to give up my bishop in that manner. Well, f4 does open up the position for my bishop. Yeah, maybe I want to trade bishop. I mean, if I'm able to like reroute my knight to one of these squares, it's probably gonna be good. Now g4 now can be played. Yeah, I probably can play g4 now. But g4, g5, I meant g5, g4 doesn't do anything because of knight h4. Okay, so he wants to come with the fight. If I takes, knight takes, I guess. Yeah, so let me properly calculate this. Because if I decide to take here, oh, so the knight can take here, so that doesn't work. So after e d4, bishop d4, knight takes d4, and there's knight takes d4. My bishop has to move because it is hanging. Yeah, and if I'm able to dislodge the queen on so if I take this, all these ideas of e5, and if I take with the knight, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, and everything is hanging. So after a d4, knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, maybe queen e7 to just protect this knight. But if queen e7 now, after e5, yeah, so let me just take. And this pawn is becoming weak now, so I'm forced to take. Yeah, maybe I play bishop g7 now. Yeah, I just want to play g7 to play g5 later on. Then I can safely castle now, I guess. Then I have ideas of c5 coming next. Yeah, I mean there's knight g4, but knight g4 doesn't threaten anything. Okay, so after c5, then I castle, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if I want to castle. Yeah, I don't know if I want to castle. Yeah, but I don't think castling is that terrible. So if I castle now, where is the knight going? Probably I can start playing h4, h5 now. Or is there any direct attack on my piece? If castle after e5, I have knight g4, and if h3, yeah, then I take the pawn. So castle, yeah, castling doesn't seem so great, honestly. Then I have to spend an extra tempo moving my piece. Yeah, it's just like putting the target on my back now. So h4 does guarantee something. Yeah, and I have to play knight g4 next now. Oh, I can play knight g4. And this pawn is undefended after queen c. Okay. After this, if it plays, I take. So that hangs the queen, right? Then if it takes, I lose my queen. And if knight takes, if it takes, I take back with the knight. So if knight takes, he wants to take with the rook, right? I can't take back. And I think I've just completely lost. No, I don't think I'm lost after knight e7, which I think is fine. So knight e7 is a move. Yeah, I think knight e7 is a move. Because you simply can't take with the rook. This pawn is hanging. But it's technically not hanging after this, so I don't think it's hanging after that. Yeah, I'm under a lot of pressure. Maybe I have to play bishop f4 next now to just dislodge that queen, but bishop f4. So this is what I saw, but I don't think it works because if this now, the queen is not trapped, right? If this queen here, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So after bishop f5, queen has to go to here. What are the escape square? He only has this square, right? Yeah, I think just retreat. So after bishop f5, the king moves. Let's say queen moves here. And if I play something like this, the rook attacks me. Yes. Nice. So if this queen here, if this, okay. So I definitely want, so if this takes, yeah, yeah, I probably want to play that, yeah, I guess. Yeah, 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 yeah. So h5 seems to be the only square for his queen, but then I don't have anything going after queen h5. Yeah, I simply have nothing after queen h5. Yeah, maybe queen h5, then I play queen f6, planning to safely take. Yeah, or queen f6. So if queen h5, queen h5, queen e6. If something like this, how do I react to it? Yeah, and I think I can take. If knight takes, bishop takes, then queen takes. And if rook takes on d8, king takes d8. And I think there's no check. I mean, something like knight f7, knight f6 does look like the queen is trapped, but I don't think so. I mean, I wish the queen was trapped on h5, but it's not. Yeah, the queen is not trapped. Hmm. Yeah, so what's my move after queen h5? Yeah, I probably want to play queen f6. And after after a d6, knight takes d6. Yeah. No, after a d6, There's no knight takes d6. I mean rook takes d6. You know, after e d6, then I have to take on, yeah, and b2 is hanging. If e d6, so I take on b2, and if d7, the rook takes on d7, and I think I should be fine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm down a pawn and I don't have an attack going with my bishop, with my queen pinned. So these I saw that I could play. And in this line, if I take, it takes with a check, and if king takes, bishop takes on g7, and then knight takes. So a perfect way for me to recover my pawn is queen takes, bishop takes, and after bishop takes h7, knight takes h7. But I don't want to do that for one reason. If queen takes, pawn takes with a check, rook takes, and if take on g7, then the rook takes on g7, then I'm able to line up properly. So I'm going to take, yeah, I'm going to take, yeah, so I recovered my pawn, and after something like this, which I assume to be fine, yeah, I mean there's also ideas with queen g7, queen c7 now. If I'm able to double up on this file, I think white should be in trouble. So am I scared of this? I don't think so. Okay, okay, this comes with a check, right? And I think I'm happy sacrificing my pawn. So if I double up now, if check king c7, yeah, I think I'm happy sacrificing my bishop because this diagonal is going to be here now. I don't have any problem sacrificing, but I have a very bad pawn structure, but I think if I'm able to get my knight jumping into the game, I should be fine. So c7, yeah, if I play bishop c2, after rook here, I don't know what to do next. So take, knight here. Yeah, I probably want to push this now. Yeah. So he's trying to comes with a check. If I play this now, which I think is very much practical. So I'm not pinned because my pawn is on dark square. I'm not pinned, that one for sure. Yeah, I think I just only have a bad pawn structure. My knight is pretty doing a very good job. So this, he wants to double up, take twice. So if I play something like this, if it double ups, then I go knight e5. Yeah, with knight e5, I can take the bishop. And the rook will be hanging with knight e5. But if rook here now, what do I do? Like, how do I protect this pawn? Do I just play rook f6? So this, I don't know what he's doing with that. So So if you place that, okay. I mean, if that I have options of playing this, and I think that bishop will be pinned. Then I have knight f6 now. I have rook e5, knight f6, pinning that bishop to the rook. And if h4 now, h4, yeah, then I don't want to play rook there. Okay, so if I play this, it takes, no, if I play this, he has to move. Yeah, because if it takes, then I just take. So he has to move. Then if we move, there's knight e4. No, I don't think there's knight e4. Yeah, then I have to play something like this at the end of the day, just to defend my pawn. So after this, maybe knight e4, knight rook here is good, because if I play something like this, you can just take. So maybe I play something like this, yeah. And if I'm able to push this pawn now, I think it should be very much scary. And I have to find a way to get my knight into the game. Maybe king g7 now. King g7 here to play something like this, but this comes with a check. That is stopping me from progressing. Now I have to find a way to like get my knight into the game. Okay, so I can reroute my knight with this, this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I have a way to reroute my knight. Yeah. So he wants to open up his king. Wow. If takes, and the kings come into the game, well, he's not going to open it up because this is pretty much pinned, right? And if I help him take, I just help him develop. So if something like this, so let me play this, yeah. I mean, I get rid of my pawn. I'm going to get my knight here eventually. Whoa. I'm not going to trade a pair of rooks. I'm not. If rook here now, where's his target? Okay. So if rook g7, can he play this? I'm going to play knight e7 next. I'm not going to trade rooks. Yeah, I'm not going to trade rooks. I have to get my knight to d4. Yeah, I have to get my knight to d4. Yeah, I have to get my knight to d4. I simply have to get my knight to d4 somehow. Now activate my rooks. So if rook here now, Yeah, and there's no bishop g4 because I just take. I think my knights are jumping around now. Yeah, I probably want to play knight e7 next, just controlling the open file. And what bishop d4, what knight d4 does is that my knight can be attacked, and it eliminates my rook being pinned. Yeah, yeah. And if any times the rook, there's always knight e7, knight e3 picking up a pair of rook, and knights are always tricky in endgame, so there's always chance of like my opponent blundering a fork, a knight fork, which are very very tricky. I mean, bishop. My opponent would have loved to play bishop g4, which doesn't work. But after this, and I play knight here now, I think it's pretty scary. So scary for them now. I mean, they certainly have to move. If I'm allowed to play this, I think it's very, very scary now. Wow. So if rook here now, so if rook here, yeah, at least I have rook f6 doubling up. If I'm allowed to control the open file, I think it's going to be a disaster. So with something like this, yeah, my knight on d4 is really doing a very good job. Maybe I play rook e7 next to just go pawn on thing, but I don't think that does anything at the moment. And there's just no check on my king. So I don't think this does anything to be specific. And the bishop here, then I just play knight f rook f8 as much as I like to play it already. So I mean, that didn't do anything specific. Yeah, maybe I would have loved to play rook e5 to just ensure that I can play. Yeah, I'm very much glad to play rook f5 next now. Yeah, so if rook f5, now this is getting super scary. If rook f5, if bishop there now, okay. So rook f5, bishop here now, rook e, rook here. And if they push g4, I think that's a very positional mistake because it just allows my rook into the game fully. Yeah, so these I was expecting because if I play this now, yeah, yeah. Now I have ideas of playing this, but after this, I don't know how to deal with that. Yeah, I don't want to push the pawn on the dark square, on a light square, because the bishop will be able to take. Maybe I start playing with my king now. Oh, I blundered my rook. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? I just blundered away my rook. What have I done? I just blundered away my rook. I mean, there's absolutely nothing here, so I'll probably just have to resign now. Oh, I had 7 minutes on the clock. Why would I blunder? What is this? My opponents just sent me a message. You broke, man. You just can't handle pressure. What is this? I mean, this is absolutely horrible. Yeah, this is absolutely horrible. Yeah. What is this? I mean, what's the meaning of that? This is just a game of chess. Why would you start cursing people online? So, I played pretty badly. We played like an 1850, so I would be very much fast with my. And I was playing good up to this point, and bishop here was a mistake, was a miss because of what? Maybe I just castle. And castling was the best here, but why would I castle with this kind of structure? And queen d7 was the second miss, and here was a big miss because of what? Takes. I don't think it takes, so it takes back. And what do I have in this position? I have knight b4. No, I had knight b4, but after this I don't know how to continue. Then I had c5, and if a3, then I can just go back and safely come back here. So I didn't do that. I played d4, and after this, knight takes, bishop takes, which was, I think I was doing badly from here on. And h6 was absolutely bad. And after takes, this was a blunder. Bishop g6 takes, king takes, rook takes. And here, doubling up was a mistake, and takes. I'm very sure I was winning at some point in that end game. And here, retreating was a mistake. Here, and here, I was like 0.1, like not doing like extremely better, but here rook f8 was best, f5 I played good, then I had to play rook f1 here, rook f1, and if bishop d1, then I can play b5 eventually and just take away these, which I didn't do. When they played these, I was able to get my knight there after these rooks here, and I mean, I shouldn't have taken in this kind of position. Maybe I just play rook f2. Well, taking on f2 wasn't bad. I didn't even see this. Then I had d5, d5, cd5, rook takes d5, bishop f3, bishop d7. And if this, I was worried of this. There's just knight takes f3. So I didn't do that. I had 7 minutes. I don't know why I was rushing. I had 7 minutes on the clock. Then I just blundered. So I just blundered with knight e2 because the bishop can definitely take. So I blundered away. So playing the Dutch against Nimzo, last one wasn't so bad because I think here knight f6 was even best, but I was scared of bishop takes, and after ef6, let's say bishop e2, then I had g5 if castle, I had bishop h6, and after something like d4, f4, d5, then I can just castle, and apparently it's like 0.4 for a while, but I'm still like I'm doing good. So here I could have played queen d7 immediately, or g6, So I was scared to go for this structure because I felt like after bishop e2, bishop g7, castle, I can still castle here. So what is the play d4 now? Then I just close the position with e4. And after knight g5, there's queen e7. And I'm just much positionally better in this kind of structure. So I had more time, which is really happens, and for some reason, if only I just kept the game going, my opponent is eventually going to blunder something. So at this point, after I played this, maybe I could have played this. Yeah, I shouldn't have played this. I should not have. After this, bishop g4, I should have just played rook f1. And if this now, then I had b5. If rook e7 check, king b6, and bishop d1. So what if he goes here? There's rook 1 f6. Rook 1 f6. Oh, there's rook 1 f6. And if king h3 now, there's just king a5. Then I saw this motive. And after rook d1, there's king b4, rook d3, rook 8 f7. And if rook takes, I had, and after bishop c8, bc4, bc4, king takes c4, this check, then I had king d5, and after rook a3, there's just rook c7. Then I'm able to push these pawns in time, or he had to sacrifice his pawn. So this I had c4. So he pushed a4, then I still had knight c2. Wow, my days. c3, knight b4. Then this bishop is almost trapped. Oh, it's not trapped, bishop e2, then I had c4. And after a5, it's king d4. And the rook has to keep moving. Then I had c3, the bishop d1, then I had c2. The bishop has to take now. If knight takes now, h5, d5, then I'm going to make an extra pawn. After g4, king e4, rook f8, d4, rook e8 check, king f4, rook f8, king e5, rook e8, king f4. Yeah, I mean, I'm +2 and I should be winning in this kind of position. So I just made a very uncharacteristic blunder. I was up 5 minutes on the clock and then I just blundered the game away. So if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.